Yeah, so let's see. So I'm curious, just kind of like here in the desert, why is it that it will rain on one side of the street but not the other?
Ooh, I love that. So
Yes.
most of the rain in Arizona is what's called orographically initiated. And that's a very nerdy way to say clouds form when air goes up. Just common print, like air goes up. If it cools down fast enough, it makes clouds. And if you do that enough, those clouds will start to drop rain. In Arizona, there's a lot of terrain changes.
Yes.
It's
Big, little. It doesn't always have to be like a mountain that does
Right.
this.
And so there's lots of turbulent air. If you think about the air, like riding over these waves of the mountains and the hills and the canyons and everything. And it's very, very hot on the surface. The surface, all the rock and sand reflects a lot of heat. And so it just makes it really hot at the surface. So hot air rises, and then you get the waviness of the
Terrain.
the terrain, so that you get a lot of hot air rising in very specific wave patterns. And so you see a lot more smaller areas get really big, tall, puffy clouds because it's the same area of lifting air.
So it's that's getting into like micro forecasting when you're forecasting for very tiny stuff in a little area, which is why it's kind of hard to forecast and be like super accurate in desert areas, because you've got like macro forecasting where it's like, oh, is a storm going to pass through the state of Kansas today? Yes or no? And then you've got like, is it going to rain on one side of Jason's street or not? Yes or no? And so that's where it's like those little lifting areas from terrain make it really difficult, because it is hard. It's like, is there enough lifting or enough heat to form a little cloud on the backside of that hill or not?
Right. So in Arizona, I guess to answer the question succinctly, we're bad at that, is because of the way the air moves over the bumpy terrain and it's a hot desert, you're going to see much more variability on the small scale of where clouds are forming and rain is falling. Whereas somewhere flat like Kansas, it's pretty much the same thing going on across the whole state as you see like a cold front moves through or you have nice weather. So did that answer the question?
Yeah, no, that's super fascinating. Telling you
That was a
guys,
great
man,
meteorology
nerding out on
minute
some of this
topic.
stuff is fascinating for us.